Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As always, make sure that you lot are smash up the lights. Make sure that you lot are subbing to the channel. Make sure that you lot are subbing to Goonie as well, man. You know what I'm saying, people? Because today, there's been a few changes, man. I was going to go live by myself, and then Dubs was meant to join, and then he couldn't do it because of work, and then Goonie confirmed that he could do it, so I pushed it back by an hour. But yeah, I thought it would be a good show to get Goonie on. You know, me and Goonie always chop it up, and it's always good. But yeah, today we're going to focus mainly on the back line, man, and obviously the news that we've had about Lacroix. We'll definitely talk about Wharton today as well, because we didn't really speak much on him yesterday. Goonie, just a bit of a recap. We basically done like we did like a lineup builder of like a back three, innit? Yeah. Of like signings we could make or players that we're linked to, as well as players that we've got right now, innit? So obviously Wharton was in there, but we didn't really talk much about him as a player. So we'll talk about that as well. Chalobah, everything that's going on with the centre backs, man, because we need a whole revamp back there, man. You know what I'm saying? But big up everyone that's here, man. We've got over 60 people here. As I always say every single time, make sure that you lot are checking out the sponsor, Jersey FC Soccer Shop, every time, people. Don CFC at checkout for 20% off. So make sure that you lot are going to check them out. It's the World Cup now, people. So again, all the international kits are on there. All the Chelsea kits are on there. If you're not a Chelsea fan, they've got other kits on there as well. Again, Don CFC at checkout, so go check them out, people, man. But Goonie, what are you saying first of all, bro? It don't look like it's roasting as much right now in New York, blood.
Bro, what do you mean right now, bro? It's hot, bruv.
It's still hot.
Yeah, I just came from. You think I just wear these vests all the time just to show off, bruv? I wear this because it's legit hot.
Something like that.
I live on the top. I live on the top floor as well, so I'm getting all that heat just absorbed in the apartment, ACs or not, bruv. You get me? So I've got a. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's still good weather over here. You get me? But I want to say big up to the chat, of course, all day, every day. Yeah, and I also want to give maybe an apology and a bit of a disclaimer. So obviously, the big elephant in the room, the big green elephant in the room, is that obviously I've what's in my hand, right? It's my first of the day. I've just had an absolute hell of an exam that lasted like 3 hours. So I need to decompress, people. Yeah, it gets like that sometimes. Some people might reach for a whiskey. Some might reach for a brandy. Some might reach for a pint. I don't touch alcohol. Me, I like vegetables. Yeah, yeah. So to those, so to those that don't appreciate it, apologies in advance. But however, this is going to be a great stream. Yeah. You have chosen a very good stream to be in right now. Yeah, because me and Don, we always have good conversations. Why? Because we're football men. Yeah. So, Don, after saying that, yeah, let's get on with the stream. And hey, before I forget, yeah, don't be a waste man or waste gal. Smash that like button, subscribe as well if you are new. And
100%, bro.
After the stream, leave your comments down there because I will be going through the comments and I will be responding. How about that?
I'm telling you, this is Spliff Man Goonie talking right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's got a bit of energy, bro. You know what I mean? But hey, I hope your exam went well, my bro. But yeah, man, the chat's good. The chat's good, man. Jimmy lights one up sometimes. AJ lights one up sometimes. These lot in New York, they're living different to us people.
Yeah, and we're legal. You know good point. It's illegal where I am.
In New York. Yeah. So, I can't do anything. I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything.
Yeah, we're good over it.
Yeah, man. But big up everyone that's here. We've got over 100 people already. As PS says, make sure that you lot smash up the lights. Let's quickly go through the chat, see who's here. We've got Malak Nehemiah. Big up yourself, bro. Sean says, bring Lacroix. Hey, a lot of Chelsea fans I'm seeing right now, including Goonie, are all saying bring Lacroix right now. And if you're locked into the show every time, you know that I'm always talking about Lacroix, Van Heck. Who else do I mention when it comes to centre-backs? I've mentioned Bastoni a few times, but realistically, I said that's not going to happen. But Van Heck and Lacroix were the main two that I said in the Prem, right? At right centre-back that I was like, yo, we should be going to get them. Or maybe even Ezri Konsa as well. He's another one that I mentioned as well, blood. You know what I'm saying? Big up Ernie every single time, my bro. Who else have we got in here, man? You've got man like Pierre says, I wasn't here for the last 2 shows. Hey, I hope you caught up, my bro. Natalie's here as well. Big up.
Big up Bam as well for that comment that one day bring Pazzi's quality. Yeah, bro, I rate that kid.
Yeah, man. Listen, we'll speak about Nico Paz as well because I'll be real. I haven't watched him. Like I haven't watched a single game of his apart from for his country, bro. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like when it comes to Como, I've never watched him, bro, so I can't even comment much on him in it. But we'll talk about him.
7 Como games, 7 full games of not all 7. He got subbed off in a couple of them, but I'm not saying it's enough to make a full judgment on the kid. But from what I've seen from those games, looks very good. Looks good.
Yeah, no, 100, bro. 100. I've seen a lot.
I prefer him as a number 10, but we'll get onto that conversation. I'm skipping topics, bro.
Yeah.
Supposed to be on.
But just quickly, bro. Yeah, let me get your take, Goonie, real quick on Palestri, innit? Because I saw your tweets. You were saying, hey, listen, no one be commenting on this guy if you've never watched him like that, and I hear you on that. Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm an expert. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I haven't got my Y-Scout at the moment, so I'm not able to watch these games back the way I was, bro. But I'll be real, I did a lot of research, man. I did a lot of digging. You can go places and find games back, bro, or multiple clips from the same game back to see how that player is. And I'll be real, Goonie, bro. First impression, I like what I'm seeing, man. I like the fact that he's tall, for one, because we've needed that physicality at the back. We've needed that height at the back. I like how good he is offensively as well, bruv. Like, when it comes to taking man on, left foot, right foot, he's very, very comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I saw as well, is he said himself he was a midfielder until he was 17. It's the coach that moved him to fullback, and he didn't want it at first, but he actually said, bro, I don't know if I would even be in this position if I didn't move, because when I used to play in midfield, I didn't really stand out the way I do now, innit? You know what I'm saying? So the way he carries the ball, bro, it's very, very, very powerful. Like, the strides are powerful, bro. He's quick, he's strong, like I said. He's got good crossing as well. I'm not too sure what he's like in the air. I need to see more in terms of his aerial ability. But some people keep saying he's not great in the air, innit? But then again, one person says that Goonie, then all of a sudden people start saying it even when they don't know. So I need to see it for myself, innit? But bro, I can't lie, man. I'm seeing some good things, man. I'm seeing a lot of Inter Milan fans have been rattled. I was watching some of their TikToks last night, and that when they were about to get him, they were gassed. I'm seeing a few other pages that were saying, yo, Palestri should go to Arsenal. There's like a big page on TikTok that was saying he should go to Arsenal. Like, long term, he should be the guy to come in after Ben White leaves and whatnot. And obviously, he got best defender last year in Serie A as well, bro. So no real complaints from me, man. I'll be real. I think he's a good signing, and I'm looking forward to watching him in preseason. What's your take on him so far, man?
So I'm gonna start off by saying, my personal opinions are limited to basically not watching any games of him. So I don't have an informed opinion on the player. I can only go by what I've heard elsewhere from people whose opinions that I do respect. Now, look, the obvious thing is that he's Serie A Defender of the Year, which is, and he's broken that away from Bastoni, which is, we all know the quality of him, and he won it 2 seasons in a row. I think he's the only one to win it. It's a pretty new award, right?
Yeah. It started about 5 years ago. It's quite new, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it's a really,
but it's not been that old, yeah. Because I actually checked it. I wanted to check the past 20 years, and then it said it only just started like 5 years ago.
But early on, you can see Bastoni had a stronghold on that. 2 seasons in a row, he won it, and Palestri was able to take it away from him. So that's a bit of a statement in itself. So I'm definitely not taking that away from him. Another thing is that obviously he's coming from Serie A, he's Italian. What do we know about Italian footballers traditionally? What are they known for? Defense, being defensively sound. So that's also another promising thing. Hopefully he's got that in him. Again, it's a player that I haven't watched before. But when we talk about his technicals, I mean, look, based off the clips that I've seen on YouTube, look, YouTube isn't the best place to evaluate a player. But there are certain nuances that you can pick up to say, all right, cool. He's at least comfortable at doing this when you see it enough times. And one of those things that I did see enough times was the fact that he's ambidextrous, which means he can use both of his feet. And that in today's football is not a very, you don't find that very often. And I think that's a huge, huge win, because at the fact that his specific position is right wing back, but he can also deputize on the left because he's strong on that left foot as well. One thing that I did like from the clips that I saw, was the issues that I had with Gusto from an attacking perspective was 2 things. One, he's crossing. very, very inconsistent. It would spam 5 and he'd probably get 1 or 2 where it needs to be. Not a good enough return.
Yep.
And then there was Gusto getting in great positions sometimes in the attacking phase. But then when it comes to the finish, because he lacks the technicality, he would scuff or miss easy chances. Now, when I think to myself, if Palestri found himself in those positions, how many of those goals would have been converted? My answer is probably more than what Gusto had missed.
Yep.
So it's also a benefit. Now, again, I'm not trying to blow gas up his ass and say he's going to be one, because for me, he's very much an unknown element. I'm going by what I've seen, by minimal things, and what I've been told by others. It looks very promising, and it's also a player that Xabi Alonso asked for. Now, the obvious thing is, and the very important thing is with me, is the fact that I still stand on the fact that we need more proven experience, and for more and not just in terms of, because listen, experience is relative. If you're 21, you could have played X amount of games more than someone who's 23. You know what I mean? So there are those variables, I understand. But I just feel like in terms of like age experience, right? Life experience, we need a little bit more of that in the squad. And I'd like to see more of that, especially in the defensive positions. But of course, we are going to come on to Lacroix, which is more of a senior player. So obviously, I'm gonna come up, this is not a conversation that's going to end here when it comes to that. But in terms of him, I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Xabi Alonso asked for the player, so clearly he knows how he's going to use him. He sees how he's going to fit into the system. The fact that he's versatile as well, it's definitely a win. So the only thing that we've got to do is just wait and see. Let's see how he gets on in the Premier League.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I was having it. Yep. No, go finish, bro.
Because I'm almost done. But being defensive player of the season in Serie A is great. But now you're coming to the Premier League, where it's a more difficult league. It's a lot quicker. You got less time on the ball. The quality of the wingers as well are better in the Premier League. We just literally said that Serie A are lacking in terms of wingers. Most leagues are, even the Premier League. But still, he's going to face a higher degree of difficulty.
Did you watch his game back against Yildiz? He's one of the best in the league.
Yeah, of course, bro. You know I love Yildiz. You know I love Yildiz. Yeah, I mean, again, promising signs, but it's about consistency. It's not about one-off games. As much as that doesn't go against him, it very much goes in his favor, because Yildiz is a very technical dribbler. He's a player that I really, really like. So to be able to, at least keep him humble, right? That's a big achievement, especially for a 21-year-old. But it's about the consistency now. He's stepping
100%.
Yeah, he's stepping into a club where he's already shown in Serie A, okay, cool. You've got the foundations. In fact, you even exceeded expectation by even winning this award deservingly. Now you're stepping into one of the toughest leagues in the world. Let's see how you can develop here. Hopefully,
Facts.
Well, yeah.
Facts, bro. Facts. And just to follow up on what you've said there, because I agree with a lot of what you've said, bro. This is Palestra last season, right? Against the top 5 league fullbacks, bro. Successful dribbles first, right? Fouls suffered first. Offensive duels first. Offensive duels won first. Progressive carries second. Successful attacking action second. So you can clearly see in terms of like the sort of profile that we're looking for at the minute. We're basically they're looking for someone who's going to be able to do what Alonso wants in the wing backs to be able to attack, bro, because the wing backs are basically your wingers. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like you need them to be able to attack. The way that we saw Alonso and Moses on either side attacking, bro, crossing in the ball, scoring goals and that, right? Creating for us. That's what these guys have got to be able to do. So for me, again, what you see on paper doesn't tell the whole story, but it's always a good indication when you're watching someone and you go check the metrics and the metrics back up what you're watching, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Let me tell you a story about Marcos Alonso. So we signed Alonso in 2015, right? And my son was also born that year. And guess what my son's name is? It's Alonso.
You named him Alonso?
Yeah, but this was before we had signed Marcus.
Oh, I was gonna say if you named him after Alonso, yeah,
nah, bro. I did, but still, and now the manager is Xabi Alonso, fam.
Yeah, that's mad, you know.
So
That's mad.
my son's like, yeah, man, in his little New York accent. I'm more Chels than you. There's been more Alonso's. There's been you. What are you saying?
I think it was 2016 because he wasn't. Was he here in? Yeah, no, he was 2016. He got signed, didn't he?
No, it's 2015. It was
2015. Sorry, yeah, because he was here 014, 015, bro. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
You're right. That was his first year, innit?
Yeah, it was.
It was his first season, bro. And then Desire says, "Don Karma, stop hyping him too much, bro." Like I don't know what I've said where I'm overly hyping the guy. Like,
no, Don said that he doesn't really know much about him. That's
you know what I'm saying. I've given my take on my first impression of the guy, but when people start saying the hyping and that, it's just buzzwords that you lot are using. I'm not here saying he's gonna come here and he's the best fullback already or he's fucking world class already. I'm just saying he looks like a very good player, but you know, in terms of like going into the
fair enough. All right, fair. If it's 2016, but the point is my son was named Alonso before we signed any Alonso. Right? Mm-hmm. That was the point of the fucking story. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. So like, what did Habib say? Habib says, Don, you gotta understand, that wait, hold on, let me even bring this tweet up here. Don, you gotta understand people have low comprehension skills, bro. It's just these Skid Row use, bro. I'm telling you, I need to just start muting them again. Because I was zapping a lot of them, but they seem to be back again. You know what I'm saying? But big yourself up, bro. But I'm not overly hyping no one. I'm just speaking about the player. And, you know, in terms of what I believe he can do, right? Going into the Prem, Goonie, you know how people always say, like, oh, the physicality is different and obviously the players are different, the quality is different, it's quicker and that. I agree with all of that, right? But one thing that people, I feel like they overdo, is, you know, make it sound like, in this case, let's talk about the fullbacks in the league and the defenders in the league, because you'll be up against fullbacks a lot of the time, right? They make it sound like every single team has world-class fullbacks, bro. And it's like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of fullbacks in this league, who wouldn't look out of place in Serie A. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't look out of place over there, you know? So I know it's the Prem and that, but bro, like, let's not treat it as if he's facing Ashley Cole every week or he's facing fucking Cafu every week. Bro. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that, right? But when I look at his attributes and I look at the fundamentals of his game, right, I feel like he's going to be a player that's going to be able to actually integrate into the league quite quickly because he's got the physical traits to do that. You know what I'm saying? And when his ability on the ball as well, he's very good on the ball, right? A lot of teams are going to have to try to adapt to him because there's not many wing backs in the league. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of guys who are consistently going to keep, you know, trying to take you on, bro. You know what I'm saying? John says, come on, Don, Serie A is a dead league. Even Loftus-Cheek and Pulisic are ballers over there. But, bro, Ruben was good here, though. Ruben was good here, and then he got injured. And then Tuchel started to play man in a two-man midfield, playing him at wing-back and whatnot, right? Pulisic, he just got ruined by injuries. That guy, I thought he was all right when he was fit, but he got ruined by injuries, bro. But end of the day, I just feel like, again, the Prem's the best league in the world. But there's times where I just feel like people kind of overdo it at times. And it's just a thing where it's like, it's no physical here and it's impossible here. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry. I see some average players in this league too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you're not lying. And again, in terms of the quality of wingers that are around in the Premier League, there's really not that many. Really not that many. When you think of left wingers in the Premier League, who really stands out like that for you?
Bro, left wingers in the Premier. This is what I'm saying. You know, Mitoma was someone that kind of stood out. In Dai, I would say. But you know what I'm saying? In Dai.
But are these guys that you would be saying that, yo, Ballon d'Or conversations or whatever?
No, bro, no. We spoke about this backstage. We were saying like the best wingers in the world are basically all like PSG, bro.
That's in Palestri's favor. So look, the recipe is there for him to do well, but obviously if he is also used as well, because let's be honest, although look, we've got a new manager, Xabi Alonso is still an unknown element how he's going to work out Chelsea. And what we've seen historically is some of these players don't get the playing time that they need to develop. Mm-hmm. So there's also that side of things that's making me feel like I'm a little bit worried about with him.
Yeah. But you know what else I'm worried about though, Goonie, bro? I can't lie to you. Yeah. Well, I've been worried about this for years, and I'm sure we've all been worried about this for years, yeah? And big up everyone that's here as well, man. We've got 63 likes. We've got nearly 250 people here. Nearly 300 are going to be here, people. So make sure that you lot smash up the likes. But let's talk about this right now, man. let's just talk about this right now because it's a big elephant in the room, bro. Yesterday we kind of spoke about it. Where does Reece fit in? And it ended up being like a fucking 40-minute conversation trying to work out where he's going to play in a back three. Are we going to play him at right centre back? Are we going to play him at wing back? Are we going to play him in midfield? Yeah. And right now, bro, for England, yeah, like even from the first game, I was looking at him and I'm like, bro, like he's clearly not 100%. You know what I'm saying? He's clearly not 100% because I'm watching him closely. And I can just tell he's not moving right. He just kind of seems like he's going through the motions. And I even had a conversation with Dan Potts and LB after the game against Ghana. They were like, oh, Reece was so bad. I said, bro, man, I can't lie. He don't look fit. And then what happens literally the next day? It comes out that he's still nursing the hamstring injury that he picked up at the end of the season, right? And this is something that I've always spoken about, Goonie, because I wasn't on YouTube when we had, Tuchel when we won the Champions League and that, right? Playing Reece at right wing back long term has not helped this guy, bro, because he's not a winger. He's too big boned to be doing that. And the moment he goes back into that role, look, capiche, he's gone again. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's very likely that he will end up at right wing back in this system and then break down again, bro. So Palestri, he's gonna play a lot, bro, like Gusto did. In my head, what do we do with Reece, bro? Where would you play Reece if, let's say, we play a back three? Where would you play him, man?
Look, the thing with Reece, what I'll say about this injury is, look, if I was in Tuchel's position, well, there's a reason I'm not, but if I was in Tuchel's position, I perhaps wouldn't have taken him purely because of his fitness issues. And look, they've reared his head. Because being honest, by Reece James's record, the season just gone, he's played a lot of football. So the fact that he's broken down towards the end of the season doesn't really surprise me too much. But then again, they should know better. They should know better. They should have known that taking Reece James is a huge risk. He might not last the whole tournament. I understand the level of quality that he can bring to the squad on his day.
Yep.
Yeah, let's not deny it. And I've always said Reece James is a world-class, right? He's a world-class player for me. Period. He is. He just is. So but in terms of where he'll be used, I don't see Xabi Alonso utilizing him as a right wing back. I don't see him.
Where would you want to use him though? Where at this stage of his career, knowing what you know about him, bro, and what you know about Alonso, right? Because it hasn't been confirmed. Like basically, what's coming out now is that he's not going to just stick to the back three. But I think we will see it at times. Where do you think is best now for Reece to be playing, knowing what you know about him now?
In the back three is definitely right centre back if you want to preserve Reece, for sure. Right
centre back. Aspilicueta one.
Yeah, because asking him to get up and down that flank, you're just asking him to break down prematurely, and you're asking him to potentially retire by the time he's by 32, 33 years old because his injury record is that bad. I'm not even exaggerating. This is what could potentially happen. So if you want to save this guy's career and save the quality that he has, then that's what you got to do. Now, if we're playing in the back four, this is not my ideal position for Reece James because I feel it's a similar principle with the right back. You still need to get up and down that pitch. He's just going to break down. But from what we have seen of him, and I don't think Xabi Alonso is going to be adverse to it, I think we're going to see him more feature in the midfield rather than in the defense when we're playing in a back four. And like I said, it's not something that I would do, but I'm looking at Xabi Alonso and also Reece James's previous track record as to where he's been playing. And the fact that he's been playing more minutes in the midfield and he's been able to stay fit for longer is not a coincidence. So they might be thinking the same thing. So I just want you to bear that in mind.
How do you feel about him going in midfield though? Let's say obviously we're linked to Wharton as well right now. Wharton's another name that's been linked to Chelsea, bro. You know, if we've got Wharton, we've got Caicedo there, and let's say we keep a Sugo, Lavia, or Santos and these guys, bro. You know, how do you feel about Reece going in there? Like, is that the pairing you want to see, Reece and Caicedo?
Me personally, no. I'd rather see a Wharton than Caicedo. I'd rather see that personally.
It's just more progressive.
Especially
more progressive, bro.
Especially if we're selling Enzo for the rumored price tag of what they're saying of that 120. then there's no excuse not to replace that. And the thing is, you don't even have to blow that 120 on one midfielder, which we know they're not going to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I don't think Walton will cost like over 100 million, bro. I think you can probably get him for like maybe like 80, maybe with like add-ons of like up to 85.
That's what I would have guessed, around the 80 million mark for add-on. And whether you like it or not, those are the type of prices that you're paying. Because listen, as well as Yan Diomande is doing in this tournament, the price tag of 100 million for him is absurd. It's ridiculous. So this is how you justify these prices, where you can look across the board at players that have done less in their careers and say, well, if he's done less in his career and Walton's won a trophy, you know, this is what they do in the transfer room. So that's what you're looking at in terms of price tag.
Big up Doom, man. Doom says play Reece at right wing back. Don't tell him to go up and down. Tell him to flow and focus on passing, crossing, and shooting. Pick his moments to sprint. And to be fair, when I asked you the question, a lot of the chat was saying right centre back. Doom is one of the few I've seen say right wing back. What's your take on his comment here, Goonie, bro? Is that what you want to see our wing backs doing, like kind of changing up how they're playing, or do you want to see someone who's just bombing up and down, like what Alonso would want?
You know what I wouldn't be against is if Reece is doing what Doom is suggesting on that right side, then I think on that left side I'm gonna need someone that's doing that type of job and is competent enough to do it.
I just feel like Doom. I just feel like we're limiting what we can do, like on both sides. If you play Reece there, you're just limiting what you can do, bro. And every time we watch him there, we're just gonna be shook, bro. Like every time I see Reece in those wide areas running up and down in that, bro, I'm like, yo, I don't know, bro. Like, are we gonna get a communication after the game that he's feeding a niggle now, bro?
And here's the other thing as well, right? Because I do like what Doom Scroller said, because he does talk sense. I've seen his comments.
No, he does.
Real, man. See, the last comment is what I can't agree with, because you see the whole pick his moments to sprint. In games, you don't have a choice at times, because let's have a scenario where Reece is at right wing back, and for whatever reason, because it happens in games, the right centre back is caught out of position. Reece is going to have to track back. What if that's happening in like the 80-something minute and Reece is already gassed and he's got to do a full sprint back? That could be his hamstring. And the thing is like, there's a high likelihood that it might not happen, but given his track record, do we want to expose him to that type of risk? I personally don't.
This is the thing, bro. It's all about right now. It's all about protecting him. That's what it is.
My thing. But
you know what I mean?
Like, if I had the preference, if Reece could handle that type of workload, right, then 100%, I'd much prefer him out there. When we had him on that right side and Chilwell on that left side, man, we was loving Reece James when he was getting up and down the pitch. Unfortunately, it contributed to his injuries because he was overused at times. But yeah,
and it's a shame as well, bro. Because when you think is, I'm reluctantly putting him at right centre back. Reluctantly,
that's the truth. That's the truth.
That's what it is, bro. Like, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm trying to preserve your career. People. Because one thing we need to know with Reece, Reece barely gets these little 2-game injuries, bro. When Reece gets injured, you ain't seen that fucker for 3 months, 2-3 months. Yeah, you ain't seen him for a second, bro. So all you will see is quotes on his Instagram, and you'll be seeing pictures of him in training. You'll get a little notification from Kieran Gill or Nizar talking about he's back on the grass, right? And then it's back to it's the same cycle, bro. It's like it just feels like we're stuck on this roundabout, right? So for me, reluctantly, I don't want to put him at right centre back, because I feel like when you play him there, Goonie, you're losing his creativity further up, unless you allow him to go a little bit, further up, and then 2 centre backs stay back, for example, and then Reece runs backwards, right? If you're going to play my right centre back, you're losing his crossing ability, really. You're losing any shots outside of the box because he's far away from the goal. You know what I'm saying? So you are taking away some of his strengths, but if that means that Reece can play 30 games minimum in the Prem, a season, I'll take that, right? I'd rather him play 30 games plus in the Prem than play 10 games and he breaks down.
Yeah,
that's where we're at. Because we all know we'd rather see Reece in wide areas, bro. But
And
you want to see that for 5 games, or do you want to see him for 30 games?
And the thing is, the fact that we're having to compromise so much for this player also lets you know just how special he is. Because 9 out of 10 players, we would just be like, get rid of him, out of the fucking door, cob him or not, he's got to go. That's what we would have said. But that type of quality and the fact and the type of the thing is what makes Reece James such an elite footballer is just that he's a footballer. He's everything that the majority of the stuff that he does, he can perform it at least base level, 7 out of 10.
Yep.
Yeah. His passing is above average for a defender. His striking technique is light years above average for a defender. The guy scores free kicks and all sorts, for goodness sake. He scored ranges of absolute world-class goals for Chelsea. You know what I mean? His ability to shield the ball, his ability to do all of these things. Bro, this is why I say I am willing to give quality like that time to adapt in another foreign position, even if it is in the midfield.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the blue vibe says Don Aspie was crossing to Morata so many times and got so many assists playing a right centre back in a back three system. Now he was. You're right when you say that, bro. But Morata,
yeah, go on.
Morata is one of the best guys in the air, bro. Like his heading ability was top notch. He might not have been great himself, but when you talk about one of his specialities was his heading. Yeah, he was really good in the air. Really good in the air, bro.
We're having honest conversations at headers. Morata was elite. No one can tell me nothing.
Exactly. So it's a little bit different. Pedro, I think, are the best header in the team. I know we ain't really seen it much. Pedro is good in the air for me. He's good in the air. But when I'm talking about the type of crosses I'm talking about, blue vibe, yeah, is the ones where Reece is just in the corner and he just whips it across. You know what I'm saying? He'll whip it in, right? Because the angles are different. When you're crossing it from right centre back and you're trying to go into that little gap, you have to kind of float it in, if that makes sense, rather than just whip it.
That's what I was gonna say. He was doing it from like the inside right pocket and just whipping it in like from inside. But like the way he would dip it inside for Morata to just get onto, top notch,
bro.
The thing is Reece has that range of passing in him. He can do.
He does. 100% he does, man. All right, big up everyone that's here though, man. Over 250 people here. We haven't even got to 100 likes, people. Let's get to 150 likes within the next 10 minutes, people, man. And like I always say, make sure that you lot are checking out the sponsor, Jersey FC Soccer Shop, Don CFC at checkout, people. All those tops you can see are all on there. Go check it out for the World Cup now, people. And all the deliveries and that, they come literally, I think, within a week. Usually when they ship out to me, I get it within a week. So go check them out. Like I said, Don CFC at checkout, man. But let's quickly talk about, this situation right now, yeah, with God's child. You know what I'm saying? Before we even talk about Lacroix, right? I think it kind of sort of links into it. And we got an exclusive yesterday from Fabrizio that Chalobah can leave Chelsea this summer, and Como have sent an official bid for the centre back. He didn't actually mention how much, because I watched the video and he didn't say how much it is, but it does sound like Chalobah is really open to the move. Maybe he wants to change as well, like a lot of players at this club. What's your take on this Chalobah news, bro? Like, do you think it's time for us to cash in on him, or would you sell him?
I think so as well. I think it's time for Trev to go. But I will say at the same time, look, Trev is he's not an elite player. He's not the best, but he ain't as shit as what people make him out to be. And I actually want him to go over there and do well, because even the type of person that he is on the pitch, he just wouldn't hurt a fly, man. He's like, from what I hear, by all accounts, he's like one of the most peaceful dudes you'll ever meet. So based on that, I want him to go somewhere and do well. And if Siriaz's destination to go and work with Fabregas, because let's not forget, Fabregas knows him from when he was in the youth academy, when he was young. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's not like they're strangers. So there's incentive for those two to work together. You know what I mean? They already have an existing working relationship going on. So that could work in their favor. But what could also work in our favor is that Jacobo Ramon could come the other way. And that's another who's got a good relationship with Xabi Alonso, and who was one of the more important players in that Como team. So
yeah, facts. You're speaking facts there, because that kind of that ties into what Fabrizio was saying about Lacroix, because talks have started for Lacroix, and then Fab also said Chelsea could sign 2 centre backs this summer based on outgoings. But for me, bro, I'll be real. I think it probably will be 2 because most of these centre backs are gone, Goonie, bro. Let's be real, they're gone.
And I think that's what it needed to be anyway. 2 centre backs needed to come because the level of quality that currently exists in this squad in terms of centre backs was lacking massively, lacking hugely. And one thing that was universal in terms of our whole defense that I always had issues with was those lapses of concentration that just cost us goals, that consistently cost us goals. There's moments where you switch off, you just the opposite. It was happening too frequently, and that's one of the things I used to complain to you seasons back.
Facts, bro, and that's my issue, and that's my thing with Chalobah too. Because I know that Chalobah is a decent enough squad player. I know that the environment at Chelsea has meant that he's playing every game was seeing him too much. He hasn't been able to. Because for me, I think he's much better when he's playing with Cole. A lot of these guys are like Fofana's better when he plays with Cole. Silva, you know, Cole will look better when he plays next to Silva. You get that at times where if you play with a competent guy, you look better. You know what I'm saying, bro? So I'm not going to ignore the good that he's done at the club. My issue with Chalobah, though, is I feel like I've watched him long enough now, and I just feel like he's at the crime scene just way too much, bro.
That's way too much. And the thing is, it's not just, this is what I'm saying, it's not just him. It's the majority of our defense have it in there. And that's a dangerous thing to have because it's going to keep costing us stupid points. How many points have we dropped since Clear Lake have come in because of stupid mistakes that we see?
Stupid mistakes, bro. I can think of the goal that one of the guys when we played Sunderland, right? Bobby was the one that was holding off tossing. Chalobah just looking at my man, just watching him like this, bro. You know what I mean? I can think of. I remember last season the game against Brighton, when Ruta scored in the air. Chalobah again, like this guy's like 6'3", and he struggles to deal with things aerially, bro. Like I just look at him and it's like, you know what it is, Greeny, for me, It's like, you know, when you're trying to do something new, you move into a yard and the wallpaper is all. You could keep it. It's good enough to keep, but I want to change. Let's rip it up and let's go again. That's where I'm at now with a lot of these guys, bro. Fofana, Tosin, Chalobah. Big up HM. I'll come to you in a sec, Greeny. Big up HM. It says Chalobah going before Tosin, Badiashile, Fofana is a disgrace. I'll be real, HM. I don't care what order. Greeny, I'll be real. I don't care what order they go in, bro. The main thing for me is that they go. That's the main thing for me. I don't care what order it's in, bro. I don't care.
I don't disagree with you because at the end of the day, they all need to go. But I have to agree with HM's comment here. But then at the same time, the transfer market doesn't always work like that because to a huge degree, you've got to work around the interest that you have. Because if you don't have interest in those players that you want to sell first, you're not going to get rid of them.
Exactly, bro. You can't look at Como willing to, like, you know, the green light's there. Chalobah said, yeah, I want to leave. Como are trying to negotiate with you. We're trying to negotiate with the centre back that they've got. Oh no, we need to wait around to get rid of Badiashile first. You barely got any suitors. So now you're waiting. You're going to leave that on the table. Como will go buy someone else, right? And then you're stuck with Chalobah. Then he ends up staying again. So, bro, the main thing here is that they all need to go. Fofana, you guys know how much I like this guy, bro. I was propping him. He embarrassed me last season. Again, he's another victim of his environment too, right? Because number one, he should have never been signed by Todd Bowley, right? If we had competent people at the time, Goonie, no one goes near him because he had such a big injury, bro. We should have never splashed that much money on the guy at that time. As much as I liked him, right, and I really liked this guy at Leicester, bro. Remember in the final against us as well, bro. He played really well. FA Cup final, So I wouldn't have done that. So there was a mistake there. And then obviously, like, you know, he's barely played with Cole. When you see him next to Cole, it looks a lot better. This season, again, I'm not going to just pick him out because many players have underperformed. This season, bro, he's looked far from the player that I know. If anyone's going to say, oh, this is Fofana's level on that this season, bro, you're just lying. Because we've seen this guy play better. You know what I'm saying? We have seen this guy play better. And me and Goonie literally had a stream last season, just last season, Goonie, the season that just went. We were like, bro, in order to compete, Fofana needs to stay fit, right? And now we're talking about get rid of him. And for me, the reason why I'm saying get rid, bro, isn't even so much his quality, because I think he's good. I think this season has been rubbish quality-wise. But for me, it's the mentality, man. He hasn't got that mentality. I feel like he's a man-child. That's what I feel like with him, bro. I feel like he's a man-child, and I'm ready to get rid of all these man-childs. I want serious guys now. You know what I'm saying?
as well as a quality issue, we have a huge mentality issue in the squad. That's the biggest. That's one of the biggest elephants in the room at Chelsea Football Club. It's that, but but yeah, this Jacobo kid, right? Because obviously I watched him indirectly because of looking at Nico Paz in those few games that I watched with Como. And obviously, one thing that stood out to me was, aside from him being as tall as he is, I don't even know how tall he is, but to me, he looked like he was about 6'3", 6'6".
Ramon.
Yeah, he looks like he's.
I'll be real with you. I only know height, yeah, because I packed him on Ultimate Team, and I didn't even know who he was. But when I saw his name the other day, I was like, oh, I've got my man on FIFA. I'm pretty sure he's 6'4".
But
I'm pretty sure he's 6'4".
Right, yeah, it really surprised me. But what stood out to me is I didn't realize how young he was. It was only recently that I was like, oh shit, he's
a beast, bro. He's fucking tall, blood. Yeah, he's tall.
So really, you already know that's an advantage. And you know, another thing that I find interesting is Lacroix is like 6'3" as well. 6'3", and what have we been complaining about a lot in the back?
Lack of height, bro. Lack of height across the team. You know what I'm saying? You know when the man them are all lining up before the games, when they put the Premier League thing behind them and they're all lining up. When we're coming up against these Brentfords and Arsenals and that, bro, they look at our team and they're like, these lot are just, you know what I mean? We could just bully these guys. We could try to bully these guys, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's what I find interesting. So the physicality, if you've got a Lacroix and him as a partnership, or even a Lacroix and Colwell, in fact, even with Colwell, because let's have it right, he's still in his developmental stages, and the fact that he just lost an entire season as well, you know, he's a year behind in his development. So it's even more important now for him to have better quality, so he can not only catch up but also pick up some good examples from the partner next to him. You know, so this is with I think with him, Lacroix would be a statement signing for me personally. Maybe to others they won't see it that way, you know, outside of Chelsea, but for me it would be, because of what it would represent at the back and how.
What do you like about him? What makes you say that it's a statement signing? Because one thing about Goonie people, let me just get it right, bro. This guy does not mince his words, right? And as much as you've been seeing him online talking about the finances, he's been with big up what's his name again? The finance guru. Bobby Fairview and all them look, yeah. You know them man there. You know what I'm saying? Even though Goonie's been locked in with them man there, he's just saying it as he sees it. Right? And that's what I do as well. And that's why me and Goonie fuck with each other the way that we do, blood. Because we're very similar, right? As much as he's been crushing these owners, you're still saying, I think that's going to be a statement signing for us, bro. Like, why? What makes you say that? What makes you say that, bro?
Because for the past 2 seasons now, I'm even on record on my Twitter. I've said Lacroix is comfortably one of the best centre backs in the Premier League for me, 100%. And I definitely think he's ready for a step up. Now, whether he would have come to Chelsea, considering where he was at, I thought maybe a Liverpool or somebody else would have snapped him up pretty quickly, because he is that good. But what do I like about him? Obviously, him being 6'3", 6'4", you know, that's imposing height that we need, and it's height with quality. Look, I was also going to say as well, Tosin is pretty tall, Chalobah is also pretty tall, but the quality just isn't there with those guys. You know what I mean? So, but the quality is there with him. He's been one of the integral defenders in that entire defense. He's been part of a defense that has made history at Crystal Palace with trophies that they've won as well. You know, his positioning is great. He's not a slouch when it comes to speed as well. His one-on-one defending is pretty good. In terms of like,
very good in the box, very good at. He's a very good box defender, bro.
This is what I'm saying. Extra aerial presence, which we lack. You know what I mean? So, in terms of all-round defensively, when you look at Lacroix, there's not really many in the Premier League that has as many bows to their string as what he does. You know. And
no, facts, bro. And he's the sort of signing I've been asking for, yeah, when it comes to just 7 out of 10 minimum at the back every week, right?
And that's what you need. Exactly, and that's what you need. That's what I'm talking about. It's the consistency. It's the consistency that you need. And you see and this is what I used to say about Gary Cahill, right? And by no means was
Good example, very good example.
By no means was he a bad centre back. I'm not disrespecting him. I love Cahill, yeah. But when you look in relation to the quality within that squad, Gary Cahill was putting out 7 out of 10s every single time. So you know that he was Mr. Steady Eddie at the back. You might not get the exceptional performance, but what you do know is that you was going to get at least a standard level that's not going to be dropped below. You know what I mean? Unless there's an injury lingering around and those types of variables. But and that's what I need to see. But I think Lacroix for this type of generation has more quality than what obviously Gary Cahill did during that period of time.
And I've been saying this. No, I can hear. I definitely hear what you're saying, bro. And another example for me, I know Esri hasn't looked, the most confident in the World Cup. It's a big level. People need to realize, bro. The World Cup, that's the pinnacle of football. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But we've been watching Esri long enough in the Prem now. Yeah, if you watch a lot of Villa games, bro, you know that guy most of the weeks is giving you 7 out of 10 minimum. You know what I'm saying? And if Lacroix becomes world class at Chelsea because the consistency has helped us win trophies and all of these things, that'll be another conversation. But in order to start building, you need consistency at the back, bro. I'm sick and tired of these guys like Badia Shil, for example. 1 week he can give you a 10 out of 10, like against Liverpool, right? You're like, yo, what's going on here? And then the following week, man's 2 out of 10, bro. It's like, yo, I don't know what to expect from these guys, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's we can't keep going on like that. We need that type of consistency. And I think as well is Lacroix's going to give us more than just being a steady Eddie. I think he's going to be the reason why we're gonna, not drop a lot of points next season if he does come to the club. I genuinely do. But
what makes you say that? Just do you feel like he's gonna be what do you think he's gonna be more of the leader at the back instead of Cole? I mean, to be fair, Cole leads anyway. That's the good thing about Cole. He leads anyway, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, naturally he is. Naturally he is, because going back to what I said at the beginning of the stream is I would like to see more experience in terms of the age-wise, because obviously with age comes life experience. And I feel that we don't really have too much of that consistently on the pitch at Chelsea. Because I know people say, well, we've got Tosin, but Tosin isn't really involved in first-team football at the rate he should be at the age he's at. You know what I mean? So this is a different situation where he is... Well, how's he, like 26 or something? 25 or 26?
26, yeah. I think it's 26.
Coming into his prime, has proven himself and overachieved at Crystal Palace.
Yeah. He's 27 in April.
There you go. So, if you're one of these other centre-backs coming up at Chelsea, you're looking at this guy and you're saying, you know what? He was a key player in the trophies that Crystal Palace have won, right? And not only that, his quality shows every game, near enough every game. They're going to look at him and they're going to learn. They're going to say, all right, now we've got someone consistent that we're going to be able to learn from and that we're going to be able to trust. Because especially if you've kicked ball before, right? Especially if you've played, as I said, I didn't play as a centre-back, but if you played as a centre-back, the trust that you have with that other partner is priceless, because you not trusting your partner can lead you to make rash decisions and make mistakes that you otherwise never would have made.
See, I'm glad that you said that, because one thing I said yesterday, is that we need consistency. And that's going to link into the conversation around Josh as well. I want to speak about that because for me, he probably needs to go on a loan. We'll speak about that more. Let me just quickly run some of these super chats. People, 97 likes, man. Let's get to 150 real quick. Make sure that you lot are smashing up those likes. Big up Tenzinho. It says Lacroix has played over 200 games and is a captain, bro. Yeah, bro. He knows the league, bro. He knows the country. He's living in London already. You probably won't even have to move gaff. You know what I'm saying, bro? Probably just stay in the same place where he is right now. You know what I mean? He knows everything about the Prem.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There's all these things, Greeny. That's why for me, like, big up Doom, yeah, because Doom is a guy that was like, look, for me, talent is talent, whatever league. And I agree with you, right? But what I've said is my preference this summer is to sign quality players from the Prem. And if we need to go outside of the Prem, I'm open to that. But I want to be bringing guys like Lacroix because they don't need to adapt as much. the main adaptation that he'll need to do, right, is the fact that he's playing with new players and he's playing at a bigger club. That's the main thing. So there's more eyes on him, right? But in terms of the schedules, the weather, the other players, opposition players, the fucking stadiums and that, bro, man knows it. He ain't got to learn it. He knows all of these things. The difference now is that man's wearing blue and the pressure is more now. That's the main difference. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and Sean, you're right. He's going to have more of the ball now as well. And that's another narrative I keep seeing. People keep going on about, oh, he's not that good on the ball. And I'm like, bro, nowadays now, yeah, it's become a thing, Goonie, where it's like, if you're not Cole level on the ball, like in build-up, in terms of zipping it into the midfield, yeah, it means that you're rubbish on the ball. But when I watch him on the ball, I'm just like, he's decent. He's not a Cole, but he's not a fucking, I don't even know who to compare him to. I'll be honest. He's not Josh passing it out from the back. Josh passing it out from the back ain't great. Ball carrying wise is good, but passing out from the back, I think he's just decent at that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I honestly, I think it's a good signing, man. I think he's gonna get way more flowers now that he's gonna be a bigger club with more eyes on him. You know what I'm saying? Well,
he's also got experience playing in the back three as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, and the thing is, right, and if you're worried about, ball playing defenders, you've got potentially, if Reece James is going to be a right centre back, you're not going to worry too much about that. Cole you already know, he can spray good passes from the back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's better than Konate on the ball. Konate is a good example, dude. He's better than Konate on the ball, bruv. Konate on the ball is a fucking press trigger even. I can't lie.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying. But if we sign Ramon, listen, I haven't watched a single game of that guy. But what I keep getting told is that his passing from the back is really good.
It's really
so
good.
If you're gonna sign Lacroix and Ramon, different profiles there, innit? Which go together. You know what I'm saying, Goonie?
Yeah, and I've always been a fan of that, even from the early days, because when you look at John Terry and Ricky together, it was John that was able to play those good balls out from the back, and Ricardo was really the one that was marshalling, doing most of the marshalling. Not that Ricardo couldn't play passes, not that he couldn't do it, but like if you were to look between the two centre backs that have to do it to play a killer ball from there, you'd obviously look at John because he's both footed. He could do it with either foot. Yeah,
that guy was ridiculous, man. That guy's ball playing, honestly, bro. Like he could, bro. JT could 100% play in this era, bro. 110%. That guy was a modern day centre back, yeah, but a classic centre back at the same time, bro. I swear down. He was.
Well, it looks like Don's gone, and it's a Goonie takeover. But yeah, let's continue about Captain John Terry. Yeah, just like Don said. Just absolutely fantastic with both of his feet, man. I mean, he was spraying balls, passes, left foot, right foot. It didn't matter. Yeah, but the thing is, and you know what I loved most about John Terry is he made sure that he was great at his primary job first, which was what? One-on-one defending, getting out of danger, getting that ball off the attacker. He prioritized first and then built the extra stuff on top of it, man. That's what makes elite.
Facts, bro. Big up Sean for this comment as well, man. It says mentality shift at the club. Bye-bye Nico, Fofana, 49. The lap mentality stink and lack quality. Fofana, not as much. Sick of the clowns. Yeah, bro. I think it's just time now, isn't it, to have a little bit of a revamp. I don't know what the hell happened just there. I touched my camera a little bit and it just disconnected. It kicked me out, bro. You know what I'm saying? But big up Goonie for quickly just taking over there, man. I think we've got one more here as well. MUT Yard says it's been said we are playing 4 at the back. Well, bro, what was said yesterday is that we're not going to stick to a back 3, right? And Alonso himself, when he went to Madrid, he started in the back 3, then he changed it to kind of adapt to the squad that he had. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. Like I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in preseason, man. Because I think right now it's good we're having these conversations. It gives us something to talk about. But yeah, I think preseason will give us a clearer indication because we've got players that can, play as 210s, or then we've got players that can play on the wings too. And it's all on Alonso right now to work out what he's gonna do, what system he's gonna build, where he's gonna put these players. You know what I'm saying, bro? So Goonie, when you get a chance, try watch that show back that we did yesterday, innit? Because we spoke about it more. I don't know. Spend too much time doing that today because we've done that quite a lot yesterday, right? But let's talk about Josh real quick. Because, bro, if we sign another centre back, Goonie, bro, yeah, I don't know how many more. Number one, I don't see Josh staying. But do you feel like at that point Josh is gonna say sell me, bro, or do you feel like he'll probably say, you know what, let me go on loan? Because he definitely needs a loan.
I hope to. Me personally, I don't want to see Josh sold. I don't want to see him go. And going back to the comment we were debating earlier, is I would rather see other centre backs go before him, but unfortunately, it doesn't. Football don't work that way. And while I still stand on believing that we're a buy to sell club, that further takes the advantage away from us in terms of keeping him. Because if the demand is there, and the fact that he is a homegrown player as well, it's going to incentivize this ownership to sell, whether it's the right decision or not. But I agree. If he stays, we're going to have to loan him, and we're going to have to make sure that, the loaning club is going to at least stick to an agreement. He's going to play X amount of games minimum a season, if you're even able to do that. Because I do think that there is talent there. I do think that it's been pretty unfair, the lack of minutes that he's had, considering the form of some of the defenders that he could have replaced. So, yeah.
If he was ball playing, I think I think he would get more of a look in, man. Because when I look at Josh and I look at him in comparison to everyone else, the closest player that plays like him is probably Fofana, right? Because Fofana and Josh, they like to carry the ball. They're not so good at the ball playing. And to be fair to Fofana, I can't lie, the ball playing is improved, right? I don't know if you've clocked his build up from the back has actually improved, right? But in terms of the carrying of the ball, that's what they specialize in. They're really good at just grabbing the ball and running with it. Yeah. Tosin, for me, I think Maresca is playing him ahead of Josh because Tosin was one of the few players that we have in the squad that, let's be real, in terms of build up from the back, he knows how to consistently punch it in. Without Colwell, he's probably the next best thing, right?
Yeah.
As much as I didn't want Tosin in the team anymore, that's why probably Maresca was playing him, because he's looking at the profiles. He's like, bro, Josh can't build out from the back the way I want him to. But that's where Maresca should have gone with, I don't know, a Santos and Caicedo pivot, yeah, to build up a lot better, right? Obviously, there wasn't I don't think Lavia was available at that time. He was injured or whatever it was at the time, yeah? But there was other ways that he could have kind of built the squad to get Josh into the 11. But for me, Greeny, bro, I just kind of look at it and I feel like, bro, go play week in, week out. Go iron out your mistakes. I can think of the game against Brighton when Chalobah got sent off, bro. That third goal they scored, you see how bad he was there, where I think he just gave the ball away, like just there, literally in the 6-yard box to Welbeck. The game against Bournemouth, what Semenyo did to him was nasty, right? But then again, he has had some good games, like against Liverpool. He's had a good game against Palace. I remember that game again, I was there, bro, away from home, and he deserved to get all 3 points, right? So for me, when people are saying go to the Championship and that, I rate the Championship. I think it's a good league and there's some good players you can find in there.
I do as well, yeah.
But I think he's good enough to be playing in the Prem. I think he can go to a team that are trying to push for Europe or maybe even in Europe right now, maybe like a cheeky little Bournemouth and that. But them sort of teams, they'll probably, if he does well there, which I expect him to do, they'll be looking to buy him. And if Ramon and all of these guys, Lacroix, have done well and it's not looking like he's going to be getting 38 games a season, 30 games a season, you want to leave. You want to leave, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But he's already got interest from like clubs like Bayern and I know Man City are interested. No, Liverpool are interested.
Bro, bare clubs are interested, bro. Bare clubs are interested in him. He's got a very good reputation all the way from the academy. You know what I'm saying? But do you feel like he's a little bit overrated? Do you feel like people kind of look? Is he one of the best talents you've seen come out of Cobham?
No.
Man answered that so quickly.
Yeah, but that's not. The thing is like my first answer is not a disrespect to Josh because I'm talking about. I've seen guys like Reece James who's currently playing that level. I'm seeing Jamal Musiala pre-injury, bro, coming out of Cobham. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking elite players here, and Josh has nowhere near proven that he can talk to anyone on that level. And that's no disrespect to him because he's still a baby in this thing. He's got no experience. He hasn't even had the chance to prove himself or develop in the league. And that's what we're asking for. So from that standpoint is why I want to see him. You know, I don't want to see him sold. I want to see him loaned. But if you're getting interest from those types of clubs who also have got Champions League football as well, yeah, and if they're offering him at least some playtime, he's going to be enticed by it.
100%, bro. But what it is, yeah, like I think he'll be saved if we only sign one centre back and we are mainly playing a back three. Then he can maybe play at right centre back. But anyone that's trying to put Josh at right wing back and right back and that, the guy is not a wing back, bro. He's not a full back. I don't want to see him there. His body, the frame of his body is not right to be playing in that position because of how fucking huge he is at first.
Yeah.
Tall, he's too tall. He's like 6'4", bro. This guy. He looks awkward there, bro. He looks so awkward there, and he's crossing as well, Goonie. Yo, we speak about his passing being bad from the back. His crossing, Jesus Lord, bro, it's non-existent. Or when he does cross, horrible. You know what I mean? Horrible, bro. You know,
I've never been a fan of using him outside the centre back anyway.
Yeah,
I'd rather
use him in the DM. I'd rather use him in the midfield than play him at right wing back. I'll be real.
Ain't got.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? So, boy, Josh, I think it's best for loan, man. What do you reckon? Just a prediction. Do you think he'll get sold this summer? Or do you think we'll probably loan him?
I reckon. Well, if I saw in the chat as well, a few people are saying that his team are not going for a loan. They're saying it's either a permanent exit or you give us a pathway, or we pay for it. So there's that. But I mean, if I had my choice, if it would obviously be a loan, and I would be talking to Coventry and saying, "Yo, what are you saying? You want to hold on to him for a season or two? Because do you think Josh would be against working with Frankie after he's just promoted them as well?"
No way. No way, bro. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this camera, man. Let me just reconnect it back. It keeps disconnecting. I don't know why I'm going for it, bro. Big up Neves for this comment.
Big up Neves for this comment. Yeah, I'm picking up where Mr. Don has left off again. The issue is Josh symbolizes a pathway from Cobham. Selling him will also discourage others from seeing a pathway and will lose more players like Rio to give players game time. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know what's going on here, yeah. Listen, I agree with your comment to an extent, but you can't generalize it for everyone, bro, because when you look at, for example, Antwi, there's a clearer pathway for Antwi because we're getting rid of Gusto. And Reece is a guy who might be moved. He might be playing in midfield. He might be playing at right centre back going
forward. There's a natural pathway.
There's an actual pathway. So it all depends on where you're playing. Like Rio, that was a clear pathway for that fucker. Yeah? That Donatello looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, bro? His family apparently are Liverpool fans, isn't it? So it's, to me personally, bro, reading between the lines, they probably push for him to go there because they support that club. But it just depends where you're coming through, bro. If you're coming through Cobham right now in the midfield, big problem for you, bro. You have to be out of this world because midfield is an area where these guys actually recruit quite well, to be honest with you, right? If you're coming through at centre back right now in the academy, it might be a bit long for you, bro. If you're coming through at right wing back, Antwi, I think he's got a clear pathway. Left back as well right now, bro. I think you've got a clear pathway over there. Yeah. Left wing right now in any academy right now in the Prem, you've got a clear pathway, blood.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the position, bro. That's what it is for me. I don't think you can generalize it for everyone, man. It's just hard for Josh because centre back is so hard, and that's a position. Going back to the point I said earlier, Goonie, about consistency, right? Because we were speaking about whether it's good to not have Europe this season, and you know my thoughts. I said, bro, for me, I wanted Champions League football. It was very important to get it. But obviously, you know, in terms of like after we didn't win the FA Cup, I didn't want anything, right? If we won the FA Cup, I would have taken Europa League. But because we didn't win the FA Cup, bro, win the FA Cup, I said, nah, it's whatever, bro. I'm not taking nothing. On that last day of the season, bro, I'm never one to like hope that we lose. But in the back of my mind, I was like, bro, I hope Sunderland just get their Europe because I don't want to be playing Conference League and Europa League, bro. I don't really want it. Give it to the other guys, right? We've won it twice already. It's not the same as what it was before, right? So what I said to the man yesterday is, bro, not having Europe now, the fact that we've got less games, that should, you know, ultimately mean that we're seeing the same 11 majority of the time. You know what I'm saying? There might be a few tweaks here and there, but it's been a minute since we've been able to just say, yo, this week, like, we know who's starting. You look around in the Prem, you look at Arsenal, bro, you know their backline most of the time. Their centre-backs, it's always them, right? Even Tottenham, bro. You look at their back line without the injuries, it's always the same back line, bro. You know what I mean? With Chelsea, it's like 1 week is this centre-back, 1 week is that centre-back, 1 week is this guy getting subbed off. You can't be changing and chopping and changing at the back, bro. Centre-back is a position where it's an unwritten rule, Goonie, that's a position where you don't change it much. You don't change it much, bro. You need stability from the back. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing where I'm looking at with Josh right now, and I'm like, bro, it just doesn't really make sense for you to stay this season. I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest.
When Alex Ferguson used to build his teams, he used to start with the goalkeeper and the 2 centre backs and work from there. That's a fact.
Yep. 100%, man. We got everyone that's still here, man. We've got 107 likes right now, nearly 250 people here. Let's get to 150 real quick, man. People, it helps. It helps with the algorithm. Let me see what people are saying in the chat right now. Iceman says, I hate hearing about pathways. Bro, if you've got it, you've got it, man. You know, sometimes you do get unlucky with some managers' opinions, you know. During, like I said, I've spoken many times about the likes of Jeremy Bolger and that. These guys were good enough to break through. But unfortunately, you know, decisions from up top at the time, upstairs at the time, didn't help them. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's about luck and getting an opportunity too, bro. You know what I mean? When it comes to like Badiashile and these sort of guys, Badiashile, Disasi, Goonie, yeah, where do you see them going? I should think.
Say that again.
So I said with Disasi, Badiashile, you know, these sort of guys tossing. How much do you think we can bring in for them, and what sort of teams do you think would buy them?
Goodness, Disasi has barely played any football this season, if he has even played any. Oh no,
he played for West Ham, bro. He was at West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham, innit, bro? Like I completely.
I think you're talking about Badiashile, bro.
Yeah, no, I forgot he was there. Yeah, so I guess
did well there.
I guess we can get something for Disasi, but I can't imagine it's gonna be even. We'd be lucky to get 20 mil for him, bruv.
20 mil?
We'll be lucky.
Oh, we can get that, man. Bro, there's teams that will pay that for Disasi, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Bottom tier teams, innit? Teams in the bottom half.
Yeah.
They'll pay that. Teams that aren't, you know, playing a high line, he's a good box defender. They'll pay it.
Badiashile, I know they like him at Serie A, but obviously Serie A, innit? Like, where's the bread?
He worries me. He worries me because his injury record stinks. I don't know who's gonna come in for that guy. I'll be real.
And Tosin, the blessing in disguise with him is that we got him on a free, so we can just, you know,
shift him wherever.
Yeah, we should at least, because he's just taking up space at this point. He is.
He is, bro. So how much are we saying then? So for Disasi, what, 20 M's? Badiashile, do you think we can get 20 for him? Is it looking like a 15-1?
Yeah, something like that. We're just throwing numbers at this moment in time. Around that, between 15 and 20, maybe 25 if you're lucky.
How about tossing?
Oh, mate. Probably about the 15 region.
It's dark.
It is.
It's honestly dark. You know what's so funny about the centre backs they've signed? Yeah, most of them just haven't been hits, bro. Most of them haven't been hits. You know, they've mainly been misses, bro.
And then we still got Anselmino to think about. We still got Sarr, bro.
Yeah, I mean Anselmino and Sarr. I think for them it's best to go on loan.
They will be.
It's best to go on loan.
But like that's another thing that I wanted to say is we need to cut down the number of players we have in this squad. We really, really do. I don't understand this stockpiling, man, especially when we're in the financial position that we're in. And then now, this season, we're playing one game a week. You can turn around and tell a lot of these players, we're playing one game a week. You are not playing. Barring a miracle, you're not playing. Go somewhere else. Leave the club. It's in your interest. This club's interested in you. Go over there.
Nah, facts, bro. Facts, man. But the thing about Chelsea, the good thing about, well, I say good thing, yeah, but it's not good that we've got the reputation that we've got. But that's the reason why we're able to sell the way that we are. Because teams look at, you know, the environment, Goonie, and they look at it and say, yo, it's Chelsea, man. We'll take a punt on him. You know what I mean? West Ham oh yeah, fuck what Chelsea did to Disasi. He was brilliant for us. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Chalobah, when Chalobah went to Palace at first, yeah, fuck it, fuck Chelsea, we'll take him. You know what I'm saying? So our reputation actually helps us get rid of players. So I don't see these guys still being here come the start of the season, innit? I think they'll get sold. But it's gonna, for some of these guys, it will just drag on a little bit. I think guys like Badia Shield will be a bit harder to get clubs to come in for them because, again, injury record, the fitness, the fact that he's not really been in the shop window. Guys like Chalobah, that's what I was saying. I don't really care about the order. Chalobah, it's easier to get rid of him, bro, because more clubs are going to be interested because he's been played more. He's done more. He's better than those guys. So, of course, teams are going to be looking at him first. You know what I'm saying, bro? So, yeah, man, it's a tuck shop. It's tuck shop settings again. Yeah? Wavy said Badia Shaw can get a loan. Bro, as long as that loan is an obligation to buy two, then that's the main thing for me, innit? He's got to go. He's got to go. And the thing is, I had stocks with this guy, man, but I sold them. I sold them in Maresca's season, bro. You know what I'm saying? When he first came, he was looking like a gem. And then, boy, with Poch, like a lot of players, they weren't looking themselves, man. You know what I mean? Thank God for Palmer, because we could have got relegated that season. I'll be real. You know what I'm saying? But we'll finish up there anyway, people, man. It's fucking steaming right now. I'm seeing Goonies baked off, bro. That gelato's got you right now, innit? It's got you in a fucking chokehold, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm reading some shit as well while you're talking. Yeah, it's definitely good weed, fam. I ain't gonna lie to you. It always is. But yeah, if you see me like super staring out at the screen, it's not me zoning out. I'm just also reading and trying to multitask, bruv. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah, it's all good, my bro, man. It's all good, man. But listen, people, we'll finish up there anyway, because I've got a session at 6, so I need to go eat. I need to go quickly shower and that. Then I've got football in a bit. Tomorrow, I might be back tomorrow. I might do something similar to this, but speak more about Gittins and Shirley and these guys, Jackson. I'm kind of waiting for those links with the attackers and that to come out before doing something like that. Because personally, I feel like Jackson is still a player that will leave Goonie. I think if Rodgers, I know we're about to go, but when Rodgers leaves, because it's inevitable, I think Emery will come in for that guy. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like he's going to leave. You know, so that's going to be a show in itself. I don't want to just rush through it. So tomorrow I might be live, people, man. But Goonie, what have you got coming up, bro? Big as so fuck, man.
This weekend, I might have something coming up with Eunice. I've just got to confirm it with him. But I'll let you guys know on Twitter. So just follow me on my Twitter, Man Knows Football, and you'll definitely get the update there. But it should be something with Eunice for sure.
Make sure, people, man. So listen, I'm gonna redirect to Saeed. Man, them talk. What can we put in there? What can we put in there today, people? Because yesterday we put a little. What did we put in there again? What was it? 21 ain't coming. Should you do that again? Yeah, let's do it again because there's a whole panel there. Yeah, so let's fucking rap with them. Let's go in there, bro. Let's go in there. 21 ain't coming again, people, man. Let's go put that. Go raid Saeed's chat right now and go put a little 21 ain't coming, people. But in a bit, man. Bless.